What's up?
Yo, what's up? What's up?
It is time for What's the Tea?
Period.
Welcome to the multiverse. Multiversity YouTube channel. Multiverse. Oh, I just woke up an hour ago. Give me some give me a little bit. Give me a little bit. Um Welcome to the Multiversity YouTube channel where we are about to discuss Interview with the Vampire, the season finale. This is our part two. First part we talked about, just overall in general thoughts of the first half of the season. But now me and the good sis are here to end it all with the season finale that premiered last weekend. And yeah, it's a
Yes.
hot
Yes.
mess, man.
Whoo-wee. Like when I tell you Claudia is probably my favorite now, what she did in this episode, she's probably my
Mhm.
favorite character now.
Mhm.
Cause it just shows just how underestimated she was.
Yeah, it
And
does.
I'm just like, in episode 6, we kind of get the crumbs of her pretty much, talking to Louis, subconsciously so they can hear each other's thoughts. Like, yeah, look, we got to take Lestat out because otherwise we'll just be, his slaves forever. And I can't live like this. You can't live like this. I don't want you to live like this anymore. So we got to do something.
Right.
And, so she hatches the scheme, to pretty much take Lestat out. In episode 7, it's pretty much just step by step of how she's doing it. And, she comes up with this idea like, you know what? Let's host a ball. Let's think like Lestat. In order to take Lestat out, you have to think like him.
Right.
So, her and Louis, subconsciously, they keep, talking about it, keep thinking about it, keep, figure out how they're going to do it. And meanwhile, tension still rise between Lestat and Claudia. And it's just like, okay, will she be able to pull this off? Because knowing Lestat, he's a very manipulative, very, just twisted person. And
Right.
so it's just like the whole time, like, okay, I'm thinking, like, okay, is she gonna pull this off? Like, is something gonna happen where like he catches on to her, and the plan is pretty much, done, and Louis pretty much gets back in his clutches, and she tells Louis pretty much, look, the only way this will work is if you pretty much fall back in love with him and let me do the rest.
Right.
Like,
Which
let
was
me.
which was I mean, because he wasn't thinking clearly, and he wouldn't think clearly if he knew what she was trying to do, because he would be trying to stop her.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I think it was cool that, she told him to do that, just because, I mean, granted, she know that he was in love with him. She know that as his sister, daughter, companion, whatever, he would talk her out of killing Lestat, just
mm-hmm,
because of the love he has for both of them, and just because of everything that they've been through. But the whole Claudia being the MVP right now is brilliant, because you see her grow from the time she comes on the show as a baby vampire when they save her, and she's like, "I'm so hungry." Like, to see her as this powerful self, her power for self in her own right, from everything that she's learned, everything that she's, you know um dealt with the other vampire, and being on her own, and just being in this triangle family ship. She's learned how to, think for herself, defend herself, and how to take care of those that she care for. And I think that's one of my favorite things about her character development, is that they let us see her as a child and grow into this true form of a vampire that can just truly do whatever she wants to.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's why I think she's my favorite character right now,
Hmm.
because just seeing that transition of her, pretty much being this bloodthirsty little girl to, getting control over her. Yes, we get vampy today, and just seeing her transform, like you said, into her final form of what her vampire, like her true vampire self, and taking charge of the situation, because she's the youngest of them all, but yet she's the one who's making the most sense.
the most sense. I mean, I think that's just because outside looking in, she knows what's happening, and she always says she didn't trust Lestat. Even
Mhm.
like the last episode, she was like, "I want to know everything." And the way she played him in that chess game, and he got so pissed.
Yes. Oh,
That's how you know she had him. That's how you knew, and that's how she knew she could do what she wanted to do with this plan. Having this ball,
mhm,
making it all about him, so the focus and attention can be taken away from the situation, and he can just be fully engulfed and once again being the center of attention.
mhm. Because when I tell you his face when Claudia hit him with the checkmate and he realized that she won,
King.
like he
Hmm.
lost it. He lost because he's self-absorbed. Like Lestat is very self-absorbed. Like everything always has to be around him. That's why the ball worked. That's why
Right.
he knew. That's why she knew that okay, if we do this Mardi Gras ball, like if we do this ball and he becomes the center of it, then everything will come into play. And you know, we thought, everything pretty much was going to their plan. So it's part Claudia's plan was pretty much to poison certain people with arsenic and Lestat to feed on them and then he'll die. So, they gather people, so a number of people in the room, they feed and Antoinette, listen, everyone like Claudia and Claudia and Louis think they have them, right? They think they have them, but then Lestat's not dying, and then they're like, what's going on? What's happening here? And that's when Lestat, it's like I'm on to you, like I caught you, and we see, and there's like how did you do that? And that's when we see Antoinette coming in, dressed pretty much as a waiter. It's like, yeah, I've known what you've been doing for pretty much since you started this.
Ah, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait. 'Cause look. Because it was just so crazy. Even though he played them, it was like, I mean, I, I had a suspicion because I was like, when she in the last episode when she was like, and I'm dead too. I knew
Mhm,
then that she was a vampire.
mhm.
But I was like, where would she come into play? And to see that she was there the whole time, watching and listening, even when, Claudia tried to escape and everything, like that was like biggest plot twist of my like of the series because I was like, okay, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Um, but it was just kind of cool because Lestat felt he didn't let go of the whole Claudia situation. He could tell that something was going on. So the fact that he had Antoinette always following her and everything, it was just brilliant story.
Oh yeah, and the funny thing is, Claudia knew that. Like she knew
Hmm.
she knew that. Like she was like, okay, he's gonna try and like there's still animosity, still this tension between us. So and we're not really like when her and Louis are talking through their minds. They're not saying anything. So I'm pretty sure Lestat knows. Okay, they're talking about something because I
Hmm.
can't since I sired her, I can't hear her thoughts.
Right.
So he's like, okay, so they're talking about something. I just need to know what it is. So that's when Antoinette, he pretty much gets her to follow them. And Claudia's like, I know what he's doing. I know that he has something following
Hmm.
us and and hearing our thoughts. So that's when whatever she was thinking, whatever Claudia was telling Louis, she knew Antoinette was hearing what she was saying, and Antoinette was going to relay that message to Lestat. I'm like, that is brilliant, Claudia. That is brilliant. And
Hmm.
then when Lestat he fed on Louis, I think. Didn't he feed on Louis?
In this episode.
Yeah, yeah. Because Lestat, I think he bit Louis or something. I can't remember. But then Lestat got the arsenic. He got the arsenic in his system, and he
Hmm.
died. And
But that was because he had ate one of those brothers, right? Or not the brother, but that was because he ate that main guy that they were trying to get to have the ball and everything like that. He had the poison in his blood the
oh,
whole
okay, so
time.
that's who it was. Okay, I
Yeah.
can remember because I remember I thought that Lestat attacked Louis because Louis found out that he was in cahoots with Claudia, so he was pissed with him. But I think it was the brother, and so
Hmm.
you know Lestat fed on him, and Lestat started dying, and he's like, what did you do? And that's when Claudia was like, I knew what you were gonna do. Like, I
Right.
knew exactly what you were gonna do, and
I
you
knew
played
you wouldn't choose him, so I still gave it to another person that you had been wanting, and you still went for the bait.
mm-hmm,
I thought it was kind of cool. Like the whole situation this whole, I mean, the whole thing with this episode is not only betrayal, but it's a big ass game of chess. These two players are trying to take each other down or trying to do one to the other, and it's just crazy to see them play their pieces.
mm-hmm.
Just the whole entire episode was crafted well.
It
So
was written very well, and I'm just like, okay, okay, and it makes me want to know what they're gonna do in season two, because at the end, Daniel, he was like, why didn't you let her burn him? Why did you let her burn Lestat? Like, Claudia wanted, they know, and Louis was like, she wasn't gonna burn him. No, you didn't want her to burn him. You didn't, because she
this is
wanted to burn him. Claudia wanted to burn Lestat. Like, we have to burn him. Like, he has, like, because they burnt Antoinette. Like, Antoinette,
right.
like, we have to do the same thing to him. You
I
just,
think it's because and then this is where I think the point of views of how the books is gonna start coming into play with the future seasons, because it's all loosely everybody's POV.
mm-hmm,
Um, just like with the helper that we will not name until we get to the end,
uh
but
huh,
just like that person is playing a key role because no, I'm gonna say it. He manipulating too. Like everybody is a manipulator in this show. Like everybody,
everybody,
even
everybody.
Daniel is like So it's
Mm-hmm,
just crazy to see how they might. That's why I'm kind of worried because even I told you I watched the movie,
mm-hmm,
and I'm just like, how they gonna do all this? Like, what are they gonna do? Like, how is they gonna tell this story? Because it's a lot of moving parts that are in the book, in the movie, and in this series that can
mm-hmm,
come about. I did not think. Let's just go and talk. I did not think they were gonna introduce Armad so quickly.
mm-hmm,
Only because I mean, yes, in the movie we do see him with the clan and everything like that, but I did not think they were. I did not expect to see him at the last couple minutes of the episode. Even though we have been seeing him the whole season, I did
mm-hmm.
not think that was Ahmad the whole time. Like that is wow. Like I was literally shook because from what I remember in the movie, I'm like, we won't see him until they, go over there. But then I have to remember that when the interview in the series is taking place, that is the present time. So
Mm-hmm.
everything that we are now witnessing is stuff that they have been through.
Right.
So of course, and then I just been seeing how fans are reacting and book readers are reacting. So this could go either left, right, up, down, all the way around. But I'm excited because I think that's what makes the show really good and interesting because we don't know what they might do with these characters. I mean, the book is, the source material, but just like I said, we got Ahmad introduced at the end of the episode. What like officially introduced at the end of the episode. We all didn't know who that was.
Right. 'Cause
We all, huh?
he went by a different name, so we're like,
Right.
oh, okay. So, and I feel like because it's just looking at their chemistry, I'm like, okay, this is definitely different between him and Lestat. So if season two, if he does go, when they show him going over Louis going overseas, I'm like, okay, how does this happen? Like, how does this unfold?
Right.
And it's just, I'm excited for season two because the stage has been set,
Hmm.
and if the tone, everything has already been set. So I'm like, okay, what are they going to do now? Because it's just so good. Everything about this first season has been just phenomenal.
Yeah, I really love what they did with Louis, making him a person of color, Claudia a person of color. I mean, Lestat, Sam Reed did an amazing job
Amazing.
emotionally with this character, and just like I said, I watched the movie 2 nights ago, so the movie is fresh on my brain. So to see how what is his name? Mission Impossible.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise does Lestat in the '90s versus how Sam Reed, two same character, two totally different perspectives
Hmm.
of how those actors embody him. And I love them both because how Lestat is in the '90s in that movie is same way, but a little more pretty boy. You know, a little more pretty boy. Sam Reed's Lestat, pretty boy and ruthless.
Hmm.
And but I like that. I just like what they did with the series. I like that they gave us more depth, more character. They gave us I don't know, it's just I felt like they have a way to actually spread out everything, especially because I'm not ready for Claudia's fate.
Right.
So it kind that's the I think that's why I said the day I was like after watching the dang on movie, I don't think none of us are ready for the future of this series because we have to these characters have to go through their trials and tribulations to get where they're supposed to be as in their destiny and everything. But I think they are doing a really great job with how they are doing it how they're doing the series. I am intrigued about Ahmad because it's like, are you doing the same thing Lestat was doing to this man
Like, you better not be
because
like,
he was a broken soul, and you trying to say that you are trying to, and that's the thing when it made sense after watching the movie. He was like, I saved him from his rage. So of course, I'm hoping that we do get to see the build up to how Louis reacted to the vampire coven,
hmm.
you know, how our Louis will do that because if we get to see him really go into full rage vampire, I'm so here for it because the way he did how it was in the movie, it was crazy. So it would be kind of cool how they do it now. Um, have you seen the movie? How long has it been
Yeah,
since you've seen the
it's been it's been a minute. I've seen it, but it's been a minute.
girl? Like that revisit for me after watching that final episode, I was like,
I think I'm
child.
gonna watch it. I think I'm since you watch it, I think I'm gonna watch it really, really soon.
Like a lot of us, I don't even, I think that's the correct thing. I think a lot of people are not ready for that, but
Mhm.
that has to happen. But I think that's what makes the series good because it'll be a nice climax build of story development and character development with all these different characters that are in the play. You
Mhm.
know, it's gonna be crazy when Lestat and Daniel meet.
Yep.
That's gonna be crazy. But this last episode was really good. I think it was very emotional for me just because I do like Lestat and Louis together, even though of everything that has happened. But their whole scene with them dancing during their last dance or whatever, it was just very clear that yes, they are in love, but it was just sad because of what the plan was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I do love the fact that they had that moment to, block everybody out, block everything out, and just have that moment of just them together doing this dance. It was really, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a nice moment, and when they kissed, everyone was like,
Right,
like leave them,
girl, they got the
like leave them
gossiping.
be. Like leave them be. It's just
Hmm.
they play too many games. That's really like they just play too many games with each other. I'm just like, okay, y'all, this has got to stop. Like this relationship is not healthy if y'all keep doing that. Like stop. Like everybody wants to see y'all happy. Why are y'all self sabotaging this relationship? Like stop it.
Not self sabotage.
like like stop it. like I feel like Claudia is like this. Like she's like whenever they fight, she's like a child of divorce. She's like ugh. And when she's like finally decides with one of her parents, she's like, okay, I don't have a choice anymore because y'all made me do this because I like both of y'all. When this first started, now I had y'all make me choose, and I
Right.
chose Louis. So it's like,
Like she said, we are his slaves, and I'm going to free us. Like, because at the end of the
mm,
day, the manipulation was there. You didn't want
Mhm.
Louis. You wanted Louis all to yourself. And even when she came back, he was like, you were ready to leave in a split second because she's here and she says something to you and da 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 da. It's just that he wanted, but it's just crazy. Lestat wanted his ice cream and his cake too, and his
Right.
blood.
Right.
Key point, Antoinette. You can cut her finger off if you want to. I'm so glad they burnt her. Like,
Yes.
like
Yes.
I was so, cause I was like, you didn't even kill her. That's all they asked you to do was kill her. And
That's
you couldn't
it.
even do that. You couldn't even do that. Oh God,
Mm-mm.
it was like I said that whole when she when she opened that door,
And she came
I
in,
was
like, because they heard her. Claudia
right.
and Claudia and Louis heard her because no, she said something, and then Louis was like, "Was that you?" And Claudia was like, "No, I didn't say anything. That wasn't me." I'm
No,
like,
because
"Okay, there's
Louis was
another
hearing
vampire in
her.
there somewhere. That's
Yeah,
not set." Mm-hmm.
it was sad because like he was hearing her while they was at the party, and she was like, "Louis, you just it's just because you it's because you ain't no blood." I do like how they did the whole choosing people
Mm-hmm.
and tricking them into thinking they was gonna get immortality, even though that was them feeding them. That whole scene right there was
Great scene.
everything to see them actually as
Great scene.
vampires and as a
Mm-hmm.
trio of vampires, a family of vampires, and how they all attacked him. But it was crazy how Lestat did jump on that first man that had the blood, that had the poison first,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just it was a well thought out plan. Like she did what she needed to do.
She did what she needed to do. Like that's what I'm saying.
Claudia.
Claudia is the MVP of the whole season. This
Oh
whole
yeah,
season.
definitely. She earned that because I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I think the biggest thing about her is the growth of the character from when we first meet her into that last moment. You okay? First
Wait,
moment until that's oh no,
nephew,
what's the
nephew,
matter?
what's going on with nephew?
You alright? Okay. It's just that growth moment. Okay, all right. You scare me now. Go get a little bit of water. Go get some water. um, it was just hold on. You all right? You okay?
What's going on with nephew?
Girl, I don't know. Sorry, y'all. And he won't go drink no water. It's okay. I just checked this collar to make sure it wasn't too tight. It ain't tight. Um, but he all up under me. But I think it's the growth for her that makes it like a well thought out character because she comes from this baby vampire and these experiences, and then she does what she do and craft this plan to take down a person that she didn't feel was right for her and her brother at the end of the day. But it was really good. I enjoyed it.
I did too. Like I was just looking like, okay.
Girl, I was shook. Like I was shook because I was so nervous because I didn't think the plan was gonna work. So when it did kind of had that little thing where he kind of figured out that the twin had the blood, I was like, he about to kill him. He about to beat their ass. But then it's just that's the plot twist when Antoinette walks in, and it just I felt a sigh of relief when he had still took some of the poison because I
Mhm.
was like, damn, I did not want him to beat Louis up again. Like I really did not, because that
Right.
was hard to watch.
It was. It was.
And Antoinette probably would have killed Claudia, but she was already two steps ahead. So I think that was the plan of her also thinking about outside factors of Louis as well. Not
Mhm.
Louis, Lestat as well.
Mhm.
Because like she said, I knew you would go for him because you wanted him as well. So not only everybody that was in that circle that they chose, even though she gave him the twins, she knew he wouldn't take that bait, but he would take the bait of that official that was trying to give them a hard time at first. So
Mhm.
It was well thought out.
Oh
Thought
yeah,
out.
I enjoyed it, and I'm just ready to see what they got next.
Me
Because
too.
they're on a roll right now, as far as the Anne Rice universe. Like this, then they have another show coming in January. So
Yeah, Mayfair Witches is going to, and that's another thing. Like, even with I'm reading Queen of the Dam right now, and I'm gonna read Mayfair Witches after that. But I think it's really cool because they have the opportunity to truly do a Vampire Chronicles, the Immortal Universe be the whole entire chronicle. Because they
mm,
do crossover, they do have certain situations happen with the witches and the vampires. I mean, Queen of the Dam for one, I'm ready to see how that, because they were saying that he Lestat did name drop the ancient ones, Akasha, and the other guy that was with Akasha. So it
mm,
would be kind of cool to see them actually progress this whole universe and bring it to life. And I think the series format versus movie format would work well,
yeah.
because I think they would be able to do. And I'm kind of glad AMC has this, because they can do what they did with The Walking Dead, basically. Look at
Hmm.
The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead has, I think, three spin-off shows now,
Yep.
including the main show. So they can definitely do that with the whole Interview with a Vampire and Immortal Universe. They can definitely give us everything. Mayfair Witches looks really, really good. I
It
cannot wait
does.
till we watch that and talk about that, because it looks really good. And I love all supernatural things. And if you're
Mm.
gonna give me some witches in an Anne Rice universe, oh, I'm here for it. Definitely.
Period. Period.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens, because there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of world building that they can do. I mean, just look at the last Senate. Man, when Ahmad started floating up, I was like, who is he? And then I was like, I was like, what in the world? Like, y'all already introducing him? Like,
And we're in love. I was like, oh, okay. And then Daniel just looking like, what? He just looking like,
he was
oh.
shook.
He was shook. It's just like, okay, I need more. I need more.
hmm
Tell me more, please.
I'm excited because, like, and then another thing, that last clip of us seeing Lestat in the coffin eating rats, um, that towards the movie
Uh-huh.
part, because Lestat Louis finds Lestat in a house all decrepit and old, well, not old, but all, just weak, and so it's gonna be kind of cool how they try to revamp Lestat in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very interested on how they're gonna do that, because I mean he snatched that rat up real quick. So we gonna see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very intrigued. It's gonna
Me
be
too.
good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like season 2, get here soon, please.
And I still give this whole series a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I give it a 9 out of 10.
Episode
Definitely.
1 was a 10 out of 10 line. Like, just that opening episode, just to see us be introduced to these characters all over again, and then just the way that they crafted every episode, every character. It was written well, shot well. The cinematography is everything. The blood, everything. Like, I'm excited to see where they can continue to go with this.
Mm.
Not y'all selling this show
Well, you
really
need to watch
big.
it. You need to watch it then. Cute.
And Titans.
Watch it. Oh, I need to watch the last episode that dropped yesterday. I need.
Wait, an episode came out yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't
Ooh.
watched it yet.
Child. Speaking of like future stuff that we talking about, like, yeah, Titans is next. Just because, yeah, Titans is
Yep.
Titans.
Yes.
Like, I'm ready to know Titans. Why not? You don't want to talk about the Titans. Mhm. Oh, Titans is gonna be a good. I don't know. This whole two first episodes had me. I was like,
Uh,
mm. But no, I think that's all. We have covered bases
Mhm.
for this season finale. Like in general, we enjoyed it. Um, we might have to do a movie recap
Oh
too,
yeah, I'm down for that. I'm down.
cause I think it would be interesting to talk about, just the differences of, how the movie tells the story of Interview with a Vampire
Yeah,
and how the series did, because if you look at it, it's two totally different point of views.
yeah,
But I think we should do a part three and talk about the actual
yeah.
1994 movie,
I'm in.
because Claudia is Miss Kirsten Dunst, and
Yes,
that
God.
was that was that Claudia is
Woo-wee!
yeah, that Claudia, wow. Like it was a lot. But I think we should do a part three and talk about the actual movie.
Mhm.
Um and go forward until Mayfair Witches come out, because this will be all a part of that. What's the T in the Immortal Universe? But if you don't have anything else, I'm good.
The same here. Like, look, we got so much more stuff that we're gonna cover for y'all. Like,
Yes.
it's just keep watching, just spread the word, cause we got so much more stuff on our plate that we're ready to talk to y'all about. So I'm ready to get into all of it.
Period. And on that note, we are More Diversity, and we are out of here.
Hmm.